So this will be the continuation of chapter 3. So it's all about the police patrol operations. So in this video, we are going to proceed already with patrol policies and procedures. So as to define what is patrol procedures, it says here, it is a set to guide to chiefs of police, okay, to guide the chief of police in developing their respective police station patrol plans. So it serves as a guide, okay, especially in how they are going to conduct the operations. So by the word procedures, so meaning it answers how, okay, how they will do it. Paano nila gagawin yung patrol operations, or paano nila isasagawa step by step. So yun yung tinutukoy natin when it comes to patrol, when it comes or when we talk about procedures. Okay? In comparison with the so-called patrol policies, dito naman sa policy, pag sinabi natin, it is the guidelines, okay, in the conduct of patrol operations. So, paanong guidelines? So, kung kanina for procedures, yun yung step by step na kung paano nila isasagawa yung operation. Pero as to policies, ito naman yung kinakailangan nilang sundin. Okay? Kinakailangan nilang sundin na guidelines in the implementation or in the conduct of the patrol operations. Okay? So I hope that you were able to at least differentiate those two. So wag kayong malilito. So magkaiba po ang patrol procedures and patrol policies. Okay? So just take note on the patrol procedures answers the how. Okay, how is the process or how they will do it. For the policies, these are the things. Okay, so what are the things that they must consider or they must follow in the conduct of patrol operations. Okay, so yung kapag ito ay violate nila, then they can be charged, okay, with administrative cases. Okay, and then it set the limits, okay, around the decisions indirect. Okay, so this is also one concern of these patrol policies is to limit the actions, okay, of those police officers. So dito para maiwasan natin yung police brutality and other issues, okay, and then maiwasan yung mga abuses na nangyayari or na nagagawa or nangyari noon during the past times. Okay, and we have here the next slide. So still it pertains to the patrol policies. So the chief of police must see to it that the concept and strategies of quad policing are being followed at the police station, particularly by the patrollers. So that is a basic function of a COP or a chief of police. And then we have here the so-called quad policing. So what is all about quad policing? So later on we are going to encounter also the four, okay, by the word quad, so meaning it is composed of four. Okay, so as to the brief background of what is about quad policing, we pertains to these four units. So the first one is the police operation unit or operation unit, and then we have here intelligence, okay, and then we have here investigation, and then the community relations. Okay, so that is why they say it as a quad policing. So in here, these are the crucial units that are involved in patrolling. Okay, so especially number one, we have here the intelligence. Okay, we have here also investigation in cases na merong nangyaring krimen. Okay, so they are actually the first responders, okay, patrollers natin. And then also, as we have mentioned a while ago, they should build a good rapport with the community, and with that, involved din dyan ang community relations. Okay, that's why it's said here, or in the principle of quad policing, okay, when simultaneously employed in a single activity or incident would create much greater result, or the more na mas effective pa ang ating PNP or ang ating kapulisan. So that is all about quad policing. And we have here, okay, take note, the policies and procedures set herein are the minimum requirements. Okay, take note of that, just the minimum requirements, and may be supplemented by local commanders, okay, depending on the peculiarities in the areas of responsibilities or area of responsibility. So, hindi ibig sabihin na kung ano yung nakalagay doon sa patrol operational procedure nila is yun lang yung gagawin nila. Okay? Or yun lang yung susundin nila. Sometimes, it can be supplemented by local commanders. So, meaning by the chief of police or maybe the chief PNP. Okay? As the case may be. So, it depends upon the peculiarities or situation in their area. So, hindi that is just a minimum requirement, okay, that they should follow, or those are the basic rules that they should follow. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na yun lang, okay? So it can be supplemented by the local commanders. And then another one here, we are going to have the these patrol policies. Okay, so it guides the police units in the conduct of patrol operations. So with that, we have here patrol plan, a must for all police stations. Okay, so in every situation or in any situation, whether that is not a police work, even though in the teaching or let's say education field, okay, let's say sa food industry, let's say sa business industry, okay, let's say sa outing ninyo, okay, just a simple or the daily activities of every people or every person, okay, so every or almost all, okay, they include or it should be na merong plano, okay. So just like in PNP, it is a must, okay, in every police station. So it is the responsibility of the chief of police to set a plan, okay, or initiate a plan, okay, and then involve the other members, okay. Nung napag-usapan natin kanina, the different tactics in creating patrol operations or in developing patrol operations. Pwede niyang involve yung mga members niya or subordinates. Okay, so it will serve as the blueprint of crime prevention strategy of police stations. Okay, just like in the field of engineering or in building, okay, and creating buildings, okay, or with those, meron din sila yung tinatawag na blueprints nila. So just like here in the PNP, we have this plan, okay, yung plan natin, it will serve as the blueprint, okay, of crime prevention. So it is a must that must be done. Okay, and then it is the utilization of station personnel. Okay, so it says here at least 90%. So anong sabi dyan? Must be patrolling their beats. Okay, so 90% ng strength ng nandun sa police station must perform patrolling. Okay, and conducting other forms of visibility operations. Okay, so take note of that. So 90%. And then at least 10% administrative duties. Okay? So hindi ibig sabihin na lahat ng 100% punta magpatrola. Kasi anong mangyayari sa police station ninyo kapag merong dumating na mag-report doon personally. So walang mag-accommodate. So at least 10% of the strength of the police station must remain under or must perform administrative duties. Okay? So that is another guidelines that was set here, that is being set under the patrol operational plan of the PNP. Another one, it says here resource utilization. So the use of the police station's resources, okay, mobilize resources from the community stakeholders. So take note, hindi po yan ay para sa personal use, okay? The resources of the PNP, it is not for personal use of the personnel, okay? Baka mamaya ginagamit yan pang igib ng tubig mismo nung police officer, okay? Papunta or panghatid ng mga order niya, or sabihin natin business, meron siyang sideline, so ginagamit niya panghatid ng mga orders ng mga customers niya. So that is not allowed, okay? Or that is not allowed, or that should not be tolerated. So that is being punished, okay? So hindi po pwede yun. So that must be used for to aid in or to serve the community stakeholders, okay, for public service or for PNP or for police works only. Okay, so that is under this resource utilization. Another one, it says patrol as mandatory requirement for junior police commissioned officers and non-commissioned officers. So, sino yung tinutukoy natin na junior police commissioned officers? So, nandun na yung mga sergeants natin. Staff sergeants, master sergeants, staff sergeant, okay? So, yung mga yan. Okay? So they are also covered with this. Okay, and then police especially this one, police non-commissioned officers. So they shall be required to render a mandatory period of assignment as patrollers. Okay, so that is that is one of the guidelines. Okay, of or in patrolling. Okay, another one, as to documentation, it is also very important for the conduct of patrol. Okay, and with that, it says here, patrol duties performed by the COP, okay, down to the patrol officers must be reflected. Okay, meron sila yung tinatawag na police station patrol log. Okay, so they should also have those ones, okay, for them to record. Okay, record everything. Okay, maybe the activities or the important activities that they have encountered during that day, or the things that they have done or they have made during that day. Okay, so that is for transparency, and that should also, that is also, that serves also as their record. Okay, baka magamit yan as future reference, maybe in investigating. Okay, investigation. So that is very important documentation. And we have here the review and evaluation of patrol plan. Okay, it's very important kasi hindi natin masasabi na lahat ng plano, okay, ng na-create na plano is perfect. So there are always, most of the time, there are flaws, okay, o merong weakness ang mga plano natin. So that's why it should be evaluated, it should be reviewed, okay, and then palitan kung ano yung kailangang palitan, or alisin yung mga hindi dapat nandun, okay, or sa tingin natin hindi naman makakatulong talaga, okay, tanggalin na dun sa plano. So with that, it should be periodically evaluated, assessed, modified, and implemented accordingly. So deployment must be based on crime. Okay, so we have here the CPA or the ECP. So meaning that CPA, it means the crime pattern analysis, okay, and emerging crime problems. Okay, so with that, the crime pattern analysis, makikita natin yan sa, it could be on the crime map natin. Okay, so we can see that we can have a bird's eye view by looking on the crime map. Okay, so anyway, we have here also the patrol procedures. As we have mentioned a while ago, it is the step-by-step process that must be followed, okay, on how must be followed by the patrollers in how they are going to perform the operation. Okay, so with that, as to the police station patrol operation procedure, we have here the first one. Okay, the first is the preparatory conference. So it should be, it is composed, or it should be attended by the chief of police. Here the deputy or deputy chief of police, and then the quad staff. Okay, sino yung quad staff natin? Okay, so yung head ng investigation, the head of the operation, the patrol operation. We have here also the investigation. Okay, and then we have here also the intelligence. The community relation. Okay, so yun yung nandun. Aside from that, patrol supervisors, it could be it could be the junior, the senior non-commissioned officers, okay, master sergeants and others, and other key personnel that are that can be or maybe that are necessary, okay, or that is that can help, okay, or that could or involved in the conduct of patrol operations that might be involved. Okay, and then we have here the pre-deployment briefing. Okay, so still the participants here are the COP, just like on the preparatory conference. Okay, so with that, the difference of this is that under the preparatory conference, okay, so under the preparatory conference, syempre nandyan, they are going to give their let's say informations. Let's say merong information ang intelligence, ibibigay nila, sasabihin nila dyan, okay, and then they are going to analyze that, and then they are going to have parang brainstorming kumbaga, and then that's the time they can initiate a plan, okay, on how they are going to deal with it. Okay, and then we have here also under the pre-deployment, yan ay yan ay meron na silang settled plan, okay? Official plan. Okay? Kaya ready na for deployment. So with that, i-briefing muna nila. Okay? Briefing muna bago isabak sa patrol operation. So nandyan, i-remind kung ano yung napag-usapan during the preparatory conference, and then ano yung final na napag-usapan. So ibibigay on the briefing, and then that's the time we are going to have here the patrol operation. So this is on the part of the patrol supervisors or assigned patrol supervisors already, and then the patrollers. And then the post-deployment, nandyan na. Okay? Post-deployment briefing, okay? So pagkatapos na ng patrol operation, they are going to have here also somewhat an evaluation. So participants dyan, nandito na yung mga chief of police again natin. Okay? And then the deputy chief of police, the patrol supervisors and patrollers. So as to have it, if you're going to take a look here, we have here the inputs and feedbacks. Okay? So yun nga, sabi natin dito sa post-deployment, nandyan yung evaluation. Okay? Kung ano ba yung mga na-encounter nila na mali. Dun sa plano, ano ba yung na-encounter with regards to the implementation of the plan, ano ba yung na-encounter na hindi maganda. So sasabihin dito, they are going to evaluate, and then they are going to give feedback on that, and then i-include nila yan. Again, if they are going to conduct operations, i-include nila yun na problems, so at least makaka-create sila ng bagong or mas developed na plano. Okay, and then with that, as to have it one by one, again, it is participated by the COP and then the Deputy Chief of Police. Okay, so as we have mentioned a while ago, so that is for the preparatory phase. So as to the venue, okay, this is also known as the venue to disseminate information. Okay, so they are going to discuss during the pre-deployment briefing. Okay, so that is still under the preparatory conference. Okay, or in other words, they are saying it as the quad policy approach. Another one. Okay, so this is the one that I've been mentioning a while ago. So this is the quad policy. Okay, so these are the 4 involved unit in the quad policing. So especially in patrolling. So nandito yung in patrol plan making. So nandito yung intelligence. So ano ba yung function nila? Okay, during the preparatory conference. So they can be prepare pertinent information. So kasi nga sila yung sila yung in charge in gathering intelligence or gathering information about criminal elements. So yon, they should prepare that, and they are going to have here the so-called yung sinabi natin kanina, the so-called crime pattern analysis and then emerging crime problems. So nandyan kaya sila mag-meet na 4 in order to determine the pattern, and then they are going to determine the emerging problems. Okay, so with that, yan yung part naman ng intelligence. As to the investigation, they are going to discuss the crime pattern analysis naman. Okay, so with regards that is with regards to the investigation. Aside from that, prepare updated list in pictures of person with warrant of arrest. Okay, so kasi sila yung nagde-detect din ng criminals. Okay, they are going to detect the identities of those criminals, so they should prepare also that. And then after that, meron din yung police community relations, ano din naman yung part nila. So develop PCR strategies, okay, that will help reduce crime and discuss the roles of patrollers to such strategies. Okay, especially ito yung mas nakakaalam, or sila yung mas nakakaalam doon sa community, or one of the main role is to develop their main role is to build good rapport with the community, as just like the patrollers, or with that, just like also the patrollers. And with that, as to the part, okay, aside from that, they are going to discuss the role of the patrollers in establishing police community partnerships. So somewhat they are going to share, somewhat share opinions or share things on how they should deal, or kung ano yung dapat gawin ng patrollers with regards to the community na pupuntahan nila, or they are in the place wherein they are going to conduct patrol. Okay, or i-emphasize nila kung ano ba yung background ng community na yun. Okay, so that at least the patrollers will have an idea on what is the culture, what is all about, or what are the things na kailangan nilang malaman about dun sa lugar na yun. And then, not only the place but also the people who lives in there. Okay, and then adjust the deployment plan based on the inputs from the intel. Okay, so sila mismo yung sila mismo yung mag-i-integrate, okay, ng mga inputs ng tatlo na to, okay, under the operations. So that is for the operations also. Another one, it says here, prepare personnel and special units when needed. Okay, and aside from that, review and adjust the daily beat patrol activities when needed, especially with regards or to goes, so that it will goes along, okay, with the information gathered from the intelligence, and then from the investigation, and then from the police community relations. So that is how the quad policing approach, or that is all about the quad policy. Okay, and then yun yung mga functions nila during the so-called preparatory conference. Okay, so it is just the zoom in, naka-zoom in picture. So with that, after the preparatory conference, we have here the so-called pre-deployment na nabanggit natin kanina, briefing, and it is a must. Okay, so the officers, okay, shall at least report at the designated venue at least 30 minutes before the start of the shift for accounting. Okay, that is also for the purpose of inspection and briefing of patrollers, okay, on what should be done or what they should do, okay, in the conduct of the patrol operation. Aside from that, okay, during the pre-deployment briefing, it is a must that the chief of police or the deputy chief of police, they should be present during that time, kasi sila yung they might be the one who will be briefing, okay, or sila yung mag-orient mismo dun sa mga patrol supervisors and then the patrollers. Okay, nandyan din dapat quads chiefs of each sections. Okay, so nandyan yung ng investigation. Okay, chief ng investigation, chief ng community relations, and then the intelligence. Okay, and then duty police commissioned officers and key police non-commissioned officers. Okay, and then nandyan din the duty technical operating center, okay, personnel, and then incoming and outgoing patrol, okay, yung papalitan nila. Kasi diba sabi natin kanina, rotational basis din ang duty hours ng ating PNP. So with that, dapat nandyan din patrol supervisors, and then nandyan din yung patrollers mismo. Okay, and then aside from that, forms and account the members. So, yan yung gagawin nila. That is the purpose of the pre-deployment briefing. Aside from that, inspect patrollers, arm patrollers with information, especially kung meron silang aarestuhin or meron silang hahanapin na tao. So that is yun yung photos ng person of interest. Okay, and then brief the patrol officers on the situation in the last 24 hours. So just in case meron na nangyaring within 24 hours, within the past 24 hours merong nangyaring krimen, then they should know that, or they should brief about the situation also, or update about that, para alam ng susunod kung ano yung gagawin nila or ano yung nangyayari sa area of responsibility nila. Another one, remind the patrollers, okay, about their accountability. Eliminate inactivity, especially yung mga pawala-wala na or mga police officers na hindi nila ginagawa talaga yung functions nila. So educate the patrollers about their roles and tasks, especially meron din dyan task nila, task ng intelligence, task ng investigation also, and task of the PCR with regards to the patrol operation. And then with that, meron din tayo dito, okay, it says here, the incoming patrol supervisor or the chief of police or deputy chief of police or any police commissioned officers acting as patrol supervisors, tandaan ninyo, he shall accomplish the pre-deployment checklist. Okay, so that is for the purpose of documentation also. Incorporated in the daily patrol report and give the technical operation center a copy of the checklist and the office of the chief of police. Okay? So, isa rin yan sa procedures na kailangan nilang sundin under this pre-deployment briefing. It is a must. Okay? The checklist shall form part of the daily patrol report to be submitted after the tour of duty also. Okay, and then aside from that, ito. Okay, so the next slide, it says here, nandito na yung patrol operations. So after the pre-deployment briefing, mag-proceed na sa patrol operations. So proper implementation and execution of deployment procedures during shifts, and they must remain on post, okay, until properly relieved. Hindi ibig sabihin na time is time, ha? Sa PNP, it is not like that. Na kung time is time, wala pa yung mag-re-relieve sa'yo na, or yung papalit sa inyo na police officers na mag-duty, is pwede na kayong umalis. No, you should need to wait for them and then properly turn over yung shift sa kanila. So katulad din ng ginawa sa inyo kanina, you should brief them, tell them on what did happen during the past 24 hours, okay? And then aside from that, okay, so it is the one that should be performed by the patrol supervisor. So sabi dito, they should supervise the deployment of the patrol officers. Okay, inspect the deployment of the patrol officers also, and they should also assist the patrol officers in handling serious incidents. So, hindi ibig sabihin nun na once na dineploy na nila yung mga patrollers nila, is wala na silang pakialam or wala na silang gagawin. They should be also on standby, okay? Or they should be also on call, okay? Na wherein, especially merong serious incidents na nangyari, dapat sila ay tumulong or i-assist nila kung ano yung dapat gawin ng mga patrol officers. Take note, mga patrol, especially junior officers natin, di ba? Kapag ikaw ay junior, bago ka pa lang sa trabaho, medyo konti lang yung nalalaman mo about patrol procedures or patrol guidelines. Okay, or ano ba yung dapat gawin times ng mga situation na merong serious incidents nangyari, katulad ng mga cases ng hold up or cases ng hostage taking. So with that, at least nandyan sana dapat yung patrol supervisor to assist those ones. Okay, and then give hourly reports on the situation and the disposition to disposition of patrollers to the chief of police. Okay, and then nandyan din yung IPCP commander through the sa pamamagitan ni technical, okay, operation center. Okay. And then with that, meron din tayo dito yung part naman ng patrol officers. So kung sa supervisor, nabanggit natin kanina, this time we have here also the role of the patrol officers. Okay, so number 1 there, inform the patrol supervisor of their arrival at the designated beat. Okay, so they should make in contact pa rin, or they should keep in touch with their patrol supervisor. So report unusual incidents and render hourly situation updates. Okay? So at least hourly situation updates. Kung wala namang nangyayari or wala namang masamang nangyayari sa area of responsibility mo, at least hourly you should still make an update to your patrol supervisor para at least alam nila na nandun pa rin sa post mo. Another one, patrol the assigned beats in bodies and jointly with beats and beats or other force multipliers. So nandito, sabi natin kanina, body system ng pagpapatrol. Okay, or if not, you could also call on you can also go with the other force multipliers katulad ng VPAT. So if you observe sa mga barangay, yung iba meron silang kasamang pulis, okay, habang sila ay nagpapatrol. So that is under one of the patrol procedures under the patrol operations already. So patrol the assigned beats, okay? Naulit lang, so it should not be it is not included. Naulit lang siya. And then we have here another one, perform the duties of first responder. Okay? Especially kapag merong nangyaring or nasaksiyan kang case, nasaksihan kang crime. Nasaksihan ka or ikaw yung first na nakapunta pag-responde dun sa crime scene, okay, na nai-report sa inyo. Okay? With that, you should perform ano ba yung duty ng first responder. So you've learned that in the CDI. So ano yung gagawin ng first responder? Should secure the crime scene, di ba? Make sure na walang magagalaw, walang magko-contaminate nun. So i-cordon niya yung area. So that could be one of the first thing or basic thing na kailangan mong gawin as a first responder in a crime scene. So another one, familiarize with the physical layout of the area, facilities, and structures ng kanyang area of responsibility. Observe also and monitor and check report suspicious people or public assemblies. So another one, observe and check and report suspicious structures naman. Okay, buildings, especially kapag yan pala ay ginagamit as gambling den or illegal gambling den. Or baka yan pala ay ginagamit as a drug or illegal drug production. So, that is very important. Kung nakita mo or na-observe mo na merong nangyaring kahina-hinala, then that should be reported also. And then, not only that, pati vehicles and others. So, that is one. Another is, initiate the removal of any street hazards that may hinder public safety. So, wag nyong baliwalain yung mga simpleng nakaharang lang dyan sa kalsada. Kung sa tingin nyo that can cause hazards on the streets, then you should remove those ones. Entertain complaints and respond to calls for assistance or intervention. Meron kayong na-encounter na nag-aaway mismo dun sa barangay, then you should at least respond to that. Okay? And then intervene. If not, you should call for assistance kung sa tingin mo hindi naman kaya talaga. And then assist motorists and pedestrians. So you will be performing also traffic functions. Another one, immediately inform the technical operating center all actions intervention that shall be taken and the result thereof, whether it is the police response or just a spot check. Okay? So lahat ng conversation, kaya nga sinabi natin, this is the nerve of the patrol operation or the nerve of every police unit, itong technical operation center natin. Kasi sa kanila dumadaan yung conversation or yung communication. Sila yung nakantabay sa bawat calls or with that, sila yung magde-disseminate ng bawat calls na nare-receive nila from the patrollers, okay? Or coming from the office of the chief of police and others. Another one, assist the personnel of responsible agencies, units in facilitating flow of traffic. Okay? So, katulad ng nasabi natin kanina, patrol officers. As a patrol officers, you will be performing also traffic functions. Okay? Especially in times of this one. Okay? Busy intersections or rush hours and others. Conduct dialogues with residents. Sabi na rin natin kanina yan. Members of the mobile patrol shall inform the technical operating center before stopping, okay, or pursuing any vehicle. So, i-report nila kasi baka mamaya may involved sila sa shootout or baka mamaya, para at least alam nila na meron silang ginawa or meron kayong nakitang kahina-hinalang sabihin natin kahina-hinala na nangyayari doon sa area of responsibility niyo. That's why you try to stop. Okay? Or kahina-hinalang, sabihin natin na tumatakbong mga kriminal, okay, using a vehicle. So if you are pursuing any of those, then you try also to contact or you should inform the technical operating center that is for the purpose na ma-integrate nila or ma-disseminate nila sa ibang tao or ibang patrollers na naka-assign na malapit. Malay nyo, mayroong malapit dun sa area, so at least matulungan nila kayo in pursuing those fleeing suspects. Okay, and then assist in forming the following tasks. Okay, serve summons and warrant of arrest. Okay, kung meron man. Conduct neighborhood checks. Okay, organize small community groups as a force multipliers tulad ng BPATs natin. Okay, set up barangay information networks. And then serve notices in connection with the annual verification of firearms contra droga, and then validate information reports and follow-up leads. So those are some of the things na kailangan ng assistance or pwedeng mag-assist ang police officers natin. Aside from that, record in the after patrol report all unusual incidents. So ito kasi yung sinasubmit nila, okay, after or every end of their duty. And then perform tasks and duties and responsibilities and their assigned beats until properly relieved in. So as we have mentioned a while ago, you should properly turn over yung duty. Huwag mong sabihin na wala, tapos na yung shift mo, wala pa yung magjo-duty na susunod, pwede ka nang umalis. So that is not allowed. Okay, or hindi yan po pwede. And then with that, outgoing members of the foot patrol must wait for the arrival of incoming shift, okay, to properly turn over the responsibility, and then also the equipment and others. So as we have said a while ago, okay, and then for the mobile patrol naman, members, they shall return to the police station or the police community precinct for the turnover of responsibility and team equipment. So, langan naman nagagamitin nyo yan sa pag-uwi ninyo sa bahay-bahay ninyo. So, no, you should return the mobile patrol car to the police station. So, hindi ibig sabihin na since na kayo yung nakagamit niyan, pwede nang gamitin sa kung saan-saan sa pag-uwi ng bahay. So, ibalik ninyo para meron silang gamitin naman yung susunod na mag-duty. And then, members of the mobile patrols must ensure the patrol vehicle serviceability and cleanliness. Okay, so take note of that. So, bago na mahiya naman kayo sa masusunod na mag-duty. So, at least, baka mamaya ang dami yung cigarette butts doon sa loob. So, wag naman sanang gawing kababuyan yung mga ginagamit natin kapag magiging police officer in the future. So you should also at least i-maintenance din ninyo yung vehicle. Aside from that, cleanliness no vehicle. Okay, so it's turn over to the incoming mobile patrol team. Okay, turn over to the patrol supervisor or investigator any item confiscated or recovered kung meron. Okay, and then accomplish the after patrol report. So, nandyan yung time and then activities na nagawa nila. So, yan yung sinabi ko kanina after the end of the duty. Okay, so sa post-deployment na pala tayo dito. Okay, so this is already on the post-deployment. So, as to the patrol operations, pagkatapos niyan, meron na yung sinasabi natin na post-deployment. So, ito yung gagawin nila. Okay, gagawin ng patrol officers. So, as to that, ito yung sa post-deployment briefing, gagawin din nila yan. I-accomplish nila itong after patrol report. Okay, and then they are going to submit the report to the patrol supervisor. Okay, and then ano naman yung kakailanganin gawin ng patrol supervisors? Okay, on the post-deployment briefing, so they should check the patrol members and their equipment, siguraduhin nila na kumpleto. Baka mamaya, kulang na kulang. So, wala yung megaphone, nawala yung side mirror ng mobile, kung ano-ano, pinalitan yung gulong ng kalbo, instead na bagong-bago yung gulong ng mobile natin. So those are form of corruption actually. Okay, so that should be checked also by the patrol supervisor. Not only the patrol members but also the equipment. Receive their after patrol reports na isasubmit nila. And then debrief the patrol members on significant incidents that happened during the tour of their duty. Okay, and then make adjustments or kung hindi man yung kinakailangan na i-correct yung mga maling ginawa ng patrollers, then you should also as a patrol supervisors. Okay, and then dismiss the patrol officers after the debriefing. So with that, ikaw naman na patrol supervisors, since na-dismiss mo na yung patrollers mo, then you are going to accomplish also naman yung daily patrol report. Okay? Incorporating the pre-deployment checklist, post-deployment checklist, and the summarized after patrol reports ng mga patrollers mo. Okay? And then you are going to submit those to the Chief of Police. Okay? Through the Tactical Operations Center. So, ganun yung procedure nila in submitting their documentation naman. Okay, and then with that, Still on the post-deployment briefing, brief mo naman yung incoming patrol supervisor, yung papalit sa'yo. Okay? So, katulad ng ginagawa ng patrollers, okay, dun sa mga kasama nila. So, ganun din, ikaw na patrol supervisor, you should inform them. Okay? You should inform yung incoming patrol supervisor kung ano yung mga nangyari. Okay? That is for proper turnover, okay, of responsibility. And then in here, so those are the 4 procedures, okay, basic procedures in the conduct of patrol. Okay? And then as to documentation, additional things that we should know all about documentations. So this serve actually as basis for review and evaluation of the effectiveness of crime prevention program of the police station. So that is how very important documentation is. Ito yung magiging basehan. Kasi hindi lahat ng mga nangyayari ngayong araw is maaalala natin, di ba? So there is a need na kinakailangan natin yan. We should put it in a photograph. We should have it in a photograph, or we should record it in writing. Okay? So that is how important documentation. So at least magiging reference natin yan in creating. Okay? Kung na-assess natin hindi effective yung ginagawa natin, then at least magkakaroon tayo meron tayong documents. So magkakaroon tayo ng basis, or meron tayong gagamitin, okay, in order for us to determine kung bakit kaya hindi nagiging effective. So with that, we can create a better plan the next time. Okay? And then this should be reduced, okay, during the pre-deployment briefing, this should be reduced into written report. Okay, which include but not limited to inspection, gathering, and dissemination of information. So just take note all the time, most of the time, written report, or in other words, pwede namang encoded and then printed. Okay, so aside from that, during the after patrol report of patrollers naman, okay, the report should contain the incidents, okay, responded to and activities as we have mentioned a while ago. So still, meron din yan, okay, dapat yung written din, at least merong written. Okay, and then, ano pa ba? Meron din sila yung tinatawag na patrol log. Okay, so officially records the patrol operations and other policing activities rendered by all police station personnel. So yan ay meron dapat sa police station din, patrol log. Meron silang patrol log that contains the activities rendered by all police station personnel. Aside from that, okay, so that is the one that must be taken into consideration, all about documentation. Cause that is very important, especially in this so-called review and evaluation. So yung pagbabasehan natin dyan is yung documentations natin. So with that, says here, meron yung review and evaluation board committee. So ano yung composition yan? So the committee shall have at least 14 members. Okay, they should evaluate the plan. Okay? So, they shall choose a chairman from among themselves. Doon sa 14 na yun, members. And then, at least, ito yung mga dapat na meron doon. Okay, ito yung composition niya. From the 14, meron sanang manggaling. From the local chief executive or his representative, si mayor, okay? Mayor, or kung hindi man yung representative na i-assign niya. Okay, chairman of the Peace and Order Committee. Okay, the chairman of the Peace and Order Committee of the City Municipal Council. Okay, kasi ito rin yung sa local government unit sector natin. Meron din silang ganito, Peace and Order Committee. So what they help, parang force multiplier din ng PNP ito, or ng, when it comes to peace and order dun sa lugar nila. Okay, representatives from the following. So, meron at least from the women's sector, youth sector, business sector, and religious sector, and then transport sector. So, that is integrating, kasi nga sabi natin kanina, the PNP cannot stand alone. Okay, or they cannot, maybe they can perform or they can do their job. Pero yon, they can do their job better when they integrate or when they involve the community. Okay? So, another one, the president of the Association of Barangay Chairman, Chairman, and then at least 2 residents from the place mostly affected by the prevailing crimes, and then the deputy provincial director for operations, or the supervisor of, or maybe the senior officers, okay, of the police provincial offices, and then the city provincial offices. So that is the composition of the review and evaluation board, okay, or committee. Pero meron din yung tinatawag nilang ano din, okay, for the substations, katulad ng police community precincts, okay? Kasi sabi na nga natin kanina, okay, some places medyo malawak yan. So it is composed of several substations, okay, or precincts. So with that, at least kung ano din sa mga substations, meron din silang review and evaluation board committee. So as to this, it is per yung nauna nating na-discuss, which is eto, it is for the overall, okay, main police station of a certain city or a certain municipality. So with that, for the substation, it is at least composed of 7 members. So kindly take note of that. It is composed of 7 members, and they may come from politicians of the barangay, okay, and then the community sector, who are mostly affected on the prevailing peace and order concern. So who will act as the, ano yung gagampanan nila or ano yung gagawin nila? Responsibility ng review and evaluation for board na yan. Okay, so they are going to check the appropriateness of police deployment, okay, by evaluating if it is attaining or evaluating if it is attaining the desired output and outcome, okay, or the reduction, okay, it should be the reduction of crime incidents, okay, or to adjust the station patrol plan based on the result of the review and evaluation process. So just by the word review and evaluation, okay, they are going to take a look on those documentations. So titignan nila ano ba yung mga nagawa doon, okay, and titignan nila kung naging effective ba yan, okay, yung plano naging effective ba, yung procedures na ginawa nila, that is effective ba. So if they are going to see na, if they are able to see na hindi naman effective, then they are going to try to adjust it, okay, or make it better, okay, and then to serve as a functional mechanism of this station to gather feedback, okay, feedback from, okay, kaya nga meron yung representatives na na-mention natin kanina, okay, dapat merong manggaling from the barangay or community sector. So at least meron tayong makukuhang feedback coming from them also. So that this is a mechanism na magagamit natin to gather feedbacks from different sectors, okay, and then to communicate the results of the patrol plan and other crime prevention strategy or of the police station to the community, okay. So at least aware din yung community, okay, or maybe the barangay officials, aware din sila kung ano yung ginagawa ng PNP natin, okay, in preventing crimes doon sa locality. Another one, to mobilize the needed resources with the help of the community and to promote transparency, okay, on the anti-crime efforts of the police station. So with that, at least makikita, since merong representative from the youth sector, coming from the barangay, coming from the local government unit, so at least merong transparency. So wherein transparency, ibig sabihin, makikita ng different sectors kung ano yung ginagawa ng ating kapulisan, okay, so at least aware din sila, and then ganun pala baka para alam nila kung ano yung ginagawa ng PNP natin, okay, and thereby eliminating misunderstanding between the police and the media and then the community. And lastly, to develop the sense of responsibility and accountability among patrollers and co-workers with the community as they realize in themselves that they are being evaluated by the people themselves. So one purpose nito is to inculcate for them na dapat gawin, okay, alam ng mga patrollers na meron yung review and evaluation board. So anong gagawin nila or anong papasok sa isipan ng mga yan. So with that, it will come to your mind, okay, dapat gawin mo yung best mo in performing your task, kasi yan ay evaluate yung mga functions, yung ginagawa nila, yung activities ninyo. So with that, kung ayaw mong mapahiya or ayaw mong maging di maganda yung feedback sa trabaho mo, or magkaroon pa yan, maging reason pa yan para ikaw ay mabibigyan ng sabihin natin negative feedback, Okay, or maybe para mabigyan ng penalty or makasuhan ng administrative cases. So you should that is also one of the things na pwedeng maidulot ng review and evaluation board na ito. Okay, and then take note also that the committee shall form at the police regional office. So take note, the committee shall be formed at the police regional office, okay, level, with a deputy regional director and deputy district director as chairman. Okay, and then the regional district staff and then the police provincial director and the city director as members. Okay, and to conduct monthly assessment. So hindi lang po COP ang may naghahari-hari or si chief of police yung naghahari-hari na nag-a-assess lang or nagmamando, nag-evaluate. Sa taas din yan, ini-evaluate siya ng provincial director, city director, okay, and then regional monthly assessment. So hindi lang po COP ang may naghahari or police yung hari-hari na nag-assess lang or nagmamando, nag-evaluate. Sa taas din yan, ini-evaluate provincial director, city director, okay, and then regional monthly assessment. Hindi lang po COP ang naghahari police yung nagmamano, nag-evaluate. Sa taas din yan, ini-evaluate provincial director platforms. So with that, if you have a question regarding this video presentation, then you may have it in our comment section. So with that, I'll see you on our next video recordings. Thank you.